Okay, we are joined by head coach Kyle Cooper, seniors Johnie Olkosky and Marissa Brown. Coach Cooper, take us through tonight's exciting win.
First off, hats off to Lowe and Notre Dame, her staff and her players, down whatever it was, 16 and a half, I think, to fight back in that situation on the road. I mean, that takes heart, and that shows what that program's, built on. And she's done a phenomenal job there, so hats off to them. I think it came down to these guys, this group of seniors. It's the last time that this family and those 4 kids in particular will get to play on this court. So they just got greedy and made it interesting and said, let's get an extra 5 minutes. But in all seriousness, unbelievably proud of this group. It was something where we hit adversity in the second half, and again, we've talked about it all year, but just the amount of growth for this group and the fact that we could come hold on to that down the stretch, especially down under 2 minutes. It's just big free throws from Audrey Tingle, huge game from Marissa Brown, 23 assists on 36 shots. Just, again, West Liberty basketball to a T, made it more interesting than we wanted to, but just unbelievably proud of our kids.
Yeah, just speaking of adversity, I just wanted to talk about those 2 Tingle free throws that forced the game into overtime. She misses 2 free throws with about 1:41 left, then goes up there and hits the 2 that send the game into overtime. So, I mean, she comes back in.
Yeah, and you're talking about a player that struggled at the free throw line her whole career, and I think it just goes to show again, this team has embraced so much when we've shifted into the team that we've become and the team that's now won 19 games this year. But I think the thing that you see more than anything is just the level of confidence that they play with in each other and the grit that we've developed. I mean, Audrey at the beginning of the year, I don't know if she hits those, but I know she was going to hit them at the end of the game. I felt very good about it. But it's big time free throws. But there was just big time plays in general down the stretch, and I mean, you look at the stat sheet, and there's some categories that jump out, and we deserve to win the game. But man, they took a lot more shots than us. Now that we're looking at it, we played with the basketball a little bit too much, I guess.
If you could just, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but Marissa's numbers are a little otherworldly here. You don't see a lot of 30-20 games. We were talking about 20-20 games. And just, when's the last time that you saw a game, like a player just have a game like that where she's so dominant at both ends?
Probably earlier this year from Marissa Brown.
Thank you.
I mean, it's the thing that, and I don't know whether that was meant to be a softball or not, but if she's not the national player of the year, I don't know who is. I've seen a lot of great players. We have a lot of great players in this region. We've gone up against a lot of great competition. But the consistency that this kid plays with and the quiet swagger that she has, her numbers are just off the chart. And the way that she impacts the game, so if you want to talk about that element of being a player of the year candidate, it shifts everything everybody else does. You can't possibly take her away and take away our guards, and it's because the attention she demands. So, I am for sure biased, and I love the kid to death. But if she is not the National Player of the Year, I don't know who's worthy of it.
Thanks, Coach Cooper.
Okay, I don't know if you heard or not, Concord lost. And so obviously you're going to, when we get to the tournament, we'll play whoever's in front of us. But, regional rankings came out today. You guys are still ninth. You're still on the hunt. How important is that to you?
I think it's really important, because I think the thing is, and we just had this conversation at lunch as a staff today, I want the NCAA tournament bid really bad for a lot of reasons, because this program deserves it, this institution deserves it, but most importantly, this team deserves it. And I know that right now we are a program that's playing at a really, really high level, and so we do want that selfishly, but I can tell you that our mentality has not changed. So beyond that conversation about how much I want it for our players and this group of seniors and so on, I can tell you we don't talk about it as a staff with our players. We talk about it internally, and then we get focused back in on, like, we are going to celebrate this huge win, this last time this family stepped out on the ASRC tonight, and then tomorrow we'll reshift and we'll get ready for our next opponent on Saturday. That's who we are. That's who we've been all year. We'll be 0-0 in the morning as much as the high of this win would want to carry over. But it's that mentality that's got us here, so that at any point in time when we shift that, we're gonna lose who we are.
Served you well tonight.
I just want to talk about your assists again. I mean, this is unbelievable. Your team is playing team ball at an unbelievably high level. I mean, 23 assists. I mean, it's basically the same thing you've been doing all year. But, I mean, just go off of that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's amazing how much when we get in the flows of the game where you see us scoring in bunches, it all stems from the sharing the ball. And we lost ourselves a little bit in that second half where we started dribbling the ball too much. They got up and pressured us, so hats off to them for the adjustment. But the honest to God truth is it's just love for each other. Like, you've got to want to make the play for your teammate, not for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who these kids are. And that's why we're playing the basketball that we are, and that's why you see the high assist numbers. But there's no doubt about it that the assist numbers are the point of pride more than any other stat for our coaching staff and our program, because it shows the love that goes into who we are as a family.
So I think you guys started the game 4 for 4 with 4 assists right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, and it's in bunches, and then we had a couple, unassisted baskets that were big time plays. Taylor Johnson makes a couple big time plays, Odd made a couple big time plays, and so on. But at the end of the day, it's the assists that open up those big time plays, not the other way around.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, folks. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.